All right, everybody in YouTube land, I'm going to do a very quick tutorial on how to properly sync the new Ace Pro 2 from Insta360, which is, go watch my other videos, fantastic camera, really good stuff they've added, especially that windsock attachment to get good useful audio instead of just hearing nothing but wind noise. It also now supports dual channel audio. So what I've done is I've got a Cardo Packtalk Edge. There's other ones that will look up, go look their compatibility list. But it can use your Cardo in your helmet to basically give you your audio from your voice using the Cardo system, can beam it through Bluetooth directly in here while also recording road and engine noise from this microphone. And then in post in the Insta360 app, when you pull the file in, you can change the balance to go between the two. So if the road noise is too much, you can reduce that and boost the audio or vice versa to get the right blend that you want. So there's some trickiness to this just to make sure you do it the right way, because a couple different ways to pair it. Some don't work, some work but don't work well. This is what I found so far to work. Go ahead and power up both devices. And obviously you're not going to hear anything, and I'm going to talk through some of it rather than show because I've already done the pairing. So here's what you do. You power them both up, and when this thing is powered up, you'll see it flashing blue. If you're to hit this button, remember this is the back where the scroll wheel is, this is the front. Notice now it's telling me, hey, this is already connecting. That's fine. What you'll do is you will click and hold this button for 5 seconds, and if you have it on the headset, on your helmet, you'll hear it say, hey, phone pairing mode. That's for the regular phone. What you want to do is once it says phone pairing, it'll be flashing red and blue. You want to scroll this wheel forward towards the front of the unit. I'm sorry. You want to scroll it back. If you scroll it forward, that's for phone 2, and I found having both on at the same time, it causes glitches and the audio is messed up and you can't control the music, it doesn't work. You want to scroll back. So you press this for 5 seconds and hold it. It flashes blue and red. Scroll the wheel back and it will say bike, as in motorcycle, bike pairing. When it starts flashing after saying bike pairing, you're going to go to your GoPro. I'm sorry, going to go to your Insta here. In this case, the Ace Pro 2. Pull down your settings menu, scroll over, and select that. And you're going to tell it to search for Bluetooth devices while that's flashing in bike pairing mode. You will then select, when you see your Cardo, you will select it, and it will automatically then pair it. From there, you can change your settings on the camera microphone. I use wind reduction, and I want that turned on. You could turn it off and use just the Cardo. The problem is the Cardo will get no wind noise, no nothing. It'll sound like you won't get any motor sound either. It kind of takes you out of the video a little bit. And then here you can adjust your individual gains. So if I'm using an external wired mic, I have it knocked down to -18. The Bluetooth mic gain here, you can boost up or down. I just leave it there because you can always boost it in post. If it's too loud and it gets distortion, you can't take the distortion out. You can make the distortion quieter by making everything quieter, but you can't get rid of it. So I'm not boosting it at all. And on the external mic, if I were to use the wired mic for some reason, I bring that down -18 dB so that you don't get popping, crackling, and clipping. Those are my settings. So now what happens is if this were plugged into my helmet, you can tell it's connected because it's got the AirPods icon, okay? And if I were talking, if I had this in my helmet and I was talking into my microphone, you would see the bars here starting green, yellow, and then if you're really screaming, you'll see red along the top of the screen. So you'll know that everything's working. When you turn the camera off, this is what's cool about this. If you're listening to music and you connect this, it's going to stop playing music and this will take priority, which if you're recording and doing vlogging is kind of what you want. And then you wait like 10, 15 seconds and you'll hear your Cardo say, bike connection lost. And then you hit play and you go back to your music and everything just like normal. What's really cool about this is that if I were to turn the camera on and start recording, so I haven't gone in and told it to pair, okay? So I'm going in and doing my quick capture video. And it usually takes about 20 seconds. It's going to pop up and say, hey, your Cardo's active. So right now it's going out and searching. Hey, that last connection I had, is that Cardo out there? Boom, there you go. So now if I had the helmet on, it would now be picking up the audio from the Cardo automatically. So you shoot your video, just know that if you start shooting and you start talking, give it a few seconds. And if you have your camera where you can see it on the bike or whatever you're doing, you'll see it pop up, and you'll probably hear your, through the Cardo speakers, it'll tell you, hey, bike connection now paired, or something like that. So you do your recording, everything's good to go. When you're done, shut it down. If you don't hit anything, it'll go ahead and shut the camera off. And in about 10 or 15 seconds, you'll hear it say bike connection off or bike connection terminated or something to that effect. And at that point, you'll be ready to just hit play, go back to listening to video to your music, and go ahead and hit your phone calls and all that good stuff. And then when you're done, simply shut the device off. That's it. That's worked. I got it finally working. For some reason, this won't pair as an intercom where you could just hit the com button and it would connect. The Ace Pro I could never get to work properly. Now that I had someone point me in the right directions of the settings, if you set up as a GPS, it gives you horrible quality on the audio. If you set the camera up as phone 2, I just found it doesn't work. Despite what this thing says about connecting to 2 phones at once, it can't handle it. Doesn't have the bandwidth. I'd have to hit play on the phone, but then I couldn't control the volume or do anything, and it kept like skipping. As soon as I switched back to bike, then it was fine. So as soon as you turn the camera off, give it like 10 seconds. When it realizes, hey, that connection's no longer there, it'll revert to your phone, and then you just hit play on your music and go on about your day. And then when you're ready to do some more vlogging, just go ahead and pause your music by hitting that button, fire the camera up. Once it starts recording, wait for that thing to pop up on the display saying, hey, you're now connected to Bluetooth audio, and boom, start doing your vlogging, start doing your stuff. And this will allow you to put the camera anywhere you want without having to worry about wires back and forth and all that good stuff. You'll get crystal clear audio because of the noise cancellation from this. Really, really good. And then you'll get the road and engine noise and whatever else is going on here from that. It'll put it together, and then when you pull it out with the 360 app, just go ahead and make sure you listen to it, because there were times where the audio from the road and the engine was way louder than my voice and you could barely hear my voice. And there was other times it was vice versa. So you can slide the slider to have a bias more towards the Cardo or more towards that. And you can basically get it to where you want, where it sounds pretty good on both. And then you pull your video in and save it with your horizon leveling and whatever other stuff you want it to process. And then once it's saved to your computer, then you can go ahead and pull it in DaVinci, iMovie, whatever it is you're using, and start doing all your video processing, title work, edits, and all that good stuff. So that is the setup I found that works, and it actually so far is working really well. So hopefully that will help someone else avoid the frustrations that I was facing the other day.